Hey guys, here at OSReviews.com. Today we're taking you on a look of the Palmax 97 series. This is a pocket PC, a retro product that I found just the other day. This one actually retailed for around 7,000 Taiwanese currency, so it's equivalent to around 280, so around 300 American dollars when it first came out way back in 1997. So this is really old. However, it still has a lot of technologies in it, including a fully functioning web desktop, and it includes multiple functions of converting handwriting recognition of Chinese to English, and there's dictionaries built in. There's also a lot of drawing apps, doodling apps, QWERTY keyboard apps, just typing apps. We've got beaming technology on here. It's running a weird kind of version of a Linux, and it's not Palm OS, but it is a grayscale monochrome touchscreen, and we'll see that in a second. So it comes in this nice little leather portfolio, which you do expect to get something for such an expensive price. There you go, there's your PDA. It comes in both white, which is a crystal white color, as well as this grayish color, which I do like. There's your Palmax logo, and it kind of looks like there's this light bulb. It kind of reminds me of the Apple Newton series, if you know what I mean, which is kind of strange. It's a very large device, but it's okay. It's very lightweight because it's made entirely out of plastic. It just runs on two AAA batteries, and that's all it needs. Some information: this is a Taiwan product, made in Taiwan. This is a PD-97. Some serial ports and connection jacks. Nothing too much. There's our IR port, and basically I have our stylus, which is a pretty nice stylus. It's not bad. It has a plastic tip. Now, to flip the device open, we are greeted to the main IR port, and more importantly, we're greeted to the screen itself. It really reminds me again of the Apple Newton series, so it's a lot smaller. Pressing the top right corner turns the device on, and again, you are greeted to this screen. Now, one of the things you'll notice is the screen isn't very bright, and it does glare a lot, but it's okay. It's a matte finish. That said, it doesn't have backlight, so you are going to be kind of using this like an e-ink display. As you can see, it's a web desktop, which means that it is animated. You have all these alarm clocks and things on your desktop, which resembles different applications. You also have these buttons below the resistive screen, which consists of your menu to go home menu, your beaming technology, your search, your applications, and you can attach an additional wireless keyboard on here. You also have some search, just normal features, in addition to the on-off key and some more search and keyboard functions, all in Taiwanese, which is unfortunate. But this is more of a Chinese product. Okay, so let's see. If we drag around the cursor, it does tell us briefly what each application is that shows up on screen. Like this is the Translator. This is just your alarm clock. This is the games. It does come with a few games in the box. You also have some computer, so your calendar, your address book. We have some doodling apps, some drawing apps, your settings to calibrate the screen, and all of that. Let's take a look at games first. Games, you're greeted to two games. One of them is Backpack Reversey, or basically try to get rid of all of these squares. I'm sorry it's so hard to see right now. If I can just get something to cover up the screen, that would be great. Let's see if a piece of paper. I have a piece of sheet music. Hopefully that will cover things up a little bit. It's a little easier to see now. Anyways, you can see the dots and patterns here. These are basically, you have the ability to jump over your different figures, and you basically jump over it, and so the middle piece disappears, and you keep on jumping over your pieces until all of the... it's interesting, it's not following me. You keep on jumping over them until all of your pieces disappear, and if you land in the middle, unfortunately, you will be dead. So, let's see what I can do. I could jump this one over, and basically try to get rid of all your pieces, and that's basically the one game that you can do on this version. The next game that you can do is also accessible, and it's pretty cool. This game has to do with, let's turn it on again. So you can tell, 1997 hardware, not the loveliest of everything. There we go. In terms of games, there's the second game. This is saying that battery is a little bit low right now. The second game that we can play, this is just a reversey. You can change different settings and go to different levels, of course. I'm just resetting this product because I can't really figure out how to do everything in It's a little bit of a traditional Chinese. Okay, so this is how this game works, is that you want to take your pieces out. It's kind of like Rush Hour, which you see we have all these blocks. You can move around all these blocks, but the main goal is to take the big piece and fit it through this little door, and you can just play around. A lot of brain teasers and games. It has multiple settings. It actually is a pretty good time taker. You can always download more from your computer and from IR beaming and other technologies that are built in. Alright, so let's take a look at the Translator. Translator, you have this QWERTY keyboard, which again is fairly hard to see, but it is there. You have your keyboard, which you type on, and then you translate to Chinese after you've typed in a character or phrase. So it's great for people who are new to the language and who want to just use something as a Pocket PC tool to aid their learning experience. So the screen isn't that great, as you can see immediately. You can change the grayscale settings by going up and down, darkness settings, but I'm not going to get into that. Alright, so that was just the settings. We'll just look at a few more features. There is a lot of features on here, but again, not a lot of them are executed wonderfully because this is an old product. Anything more interesting? Yes, handwriting recognition might be one of the more interesting figures. Did I just press on something else? This is a little bit confusing. So we can tell that we've really evolved in terms of smartphones and even PDAs from something way back then. This actually came out at the same time as the Apple Newton, so that is very old, but this did came out in Asia, so it's a totally different system as well. Well, there's not anything really much. I can show you the calculator, which is just a basic calculator, though, I'm afraid. It's just kind of like Palm OS, where you do some calculations, and you can drag your pieces around and press some buttons and do some math on here, which is good. It takes advantage of the touchscreen. And another feature would include the handwriting recognition tool, where you can just basically in this journal view write some Chinese characters and use the QWERTY keyboard to type in English if you want to do something like that. Looks like a little journal, and I do want to show you the alarm clock. It's over there. This is just some relaxing games. I want to see if I can get the handwriting recognition going. If I can, there we go. That would be excellent. So if we write something like, not calibrated that well right now, but this is supposed to be sky, tian, and we'll see that the Chinese figure for this will pop up. It's right here. There we go. So handwriting recognition is working quite well. And then I've typed that in to the top. So it recognizes Chinese characters, so you can write stuff on here and it will go in. It's kind of like graffiti, except instead of English, it's Chinese, which for me, I think is more powerful. It's more interesting because there's a lot of Chinese characters, a little bit more complex to write, and there's a lot more of them. Not everybody can write every single word out there. So this is pretty accurate for what I've tested so far. So it's pretty impressive in having such a large dictionary and doing words and Chinese and handwriting and stuff like that. So this product overall does have a ton of features. It's great for learners new to English and who want to learn a little bit of Chinese even maybe. It's a fully functioning PDA with all your IR beaming technology with your normal kind of Palm OS features, but it's running on a Linux kernel. It does have our organizer features in addition to games like I showed you, like Reversey and you have that traffic thing, and you also have these handwriting and doodling apps. You also have some calculators and alarms. It's very fully featured, but it isn't implemented in the best of best worlds, and it was so expensive back then. But it still is a very interesting look back at something post-era that's more than 10 years old in the world of technology and seeing the change in pricing and the change in what you get for your money and hardware and software, most importantly. But that's just a look back. Thanks for watching here at OS and VTXReviews.com. This is just the Palmax PD-97 series.